Our hero wakes up, still tethered to the dream, still unsure if it was real. The t-shirt he's wearing, the remnants of the night, is the last thing that connects him to the world he's known. But something's different today.
I've always been the jackass, haven't I? Searching for my general and my dragon, both dangerous yet necessary. All of us are.
For 60 years, the prophet, spelled intentionally wrong, has been trying to decide whether to share the story of hell and heaven he's walked through. Whether to tell us what the world could be when the work is done. It began 14.5 billion years ago. God had an orgasm, and from that burst, the universe was born, a swirling chaos of energy, matter, and time. As Earth began to form, evolution took its course. 2 million years ago, humanoids appeared, but they were more animal than anything divine. It wasn't until about 200,000 years ago that we began to evolve, to become something more. For 180,000 years we lived wild yet beautiful lives, in tribes connected to each other and the world around us. But then, something changed. 20,000 years ago we started to settle, to build, to form cities. And with cities came the need for power, the demand for kings. Kings, powerful beings, divine beings, became both good and evil. But evil, as it often does, sought more. And so, war ensued. The king couldn't control these newly divine beings, so he created myths. Myths meant to control the masses. Little did he know that these stories, shaped by madness, were also stories of redemption. The prophet has lived a life full of struggles and revelations. He was never quite the man he thought he would be, but now, in this moment, he knows that the work is coming to fruition. His first co-captain, Dr. Glenn, is a longtime friend, a man who bakes the best bread and hosts gatherings that make everyone feel like family. It's through his guidance that the prophet first understood the true meaning of connection. Then there was Matt Fowler, the general, the chairman of the board, a man who could give direction when it was needed most. Because after all, even the jackass needs someone to guide him. And lastly, there's Dave Anderson, the man who brought world-class talent to Albertville, Alabama, on Easter weekend. How he managed it in just 5 weeks remains a mystery to all of us, but he was the catalyst that set the third way into motion. For that, the prophet is forever grateful. Fast forward to 2035. At 70, the prophet is in the best shape of his life. The world is different now. Asher House co-ops are scattered all over the world. The darkest parts of humanity still linger, but the bullies have lost much of their power. Those with prophetic gifts knew a new era had begun. They thought a 22-year-old autistic boy was the Antichrist. But little did they know, the prophet and God had always known he would unleash the Christ in all of us. This is the third way. Not the way of war, not the way of power, but the way of unity, understanding, and redemption.
It was never about the dragon. It was about the journey, and the people we become along the way.